And this is the SC Center. What's up, guys? JP McDaniel here, joined as always by one Patrick O'Neill. O'Neill. What's going on, Patrick?
Not much. Glad it's Monday. Get back to it. How's it going, man?
It was a busy weekend for Starcraft, man. There was a lot of stuff going on. And first off, we had, well, it was actually second off, really, in chronological order, but we had the IEM Grand Finals. And talk to me a little bit about that, Patrick.
Well, Ace beat Moon 3-2, and what this means, he won the IM Grand Finals, and that was a great tournament. But the big story for me, as a big fan of Code S, is that now Ace is in the up and down matches, and he can redeem the fact that he lost in the first round of Code A, and he can go up to Code S with some good play. I already talked last week about how I wasn't sure about how fair this was to other people who did better in Code A. But put all that aside, I still would love to see Ace go up to Code S if he can play like he deserves it. I mean, do you think he can make that?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, he beat up Moon, but Moon, I think, was eliminated from Code A earlier this season already. So we'll have to see. I mean, he's obviously no slouch whatsoever. He went to IM and won the whole thing. But I guess we'll just kind of have to see how it goes for him in the up and down matches. The thing to really talk about are the fact that in the up and down matches, he's going to be going up against people like Nesty, MVP, MC's still in it, excuse me. People like MVP, Nesty. Who else is in there? Fruit Dealer, is he in there? I forget. There's so many good players.
So many dropped
up and
out.
Down. Yeah, is basically what I'm getting at. Then Boxer. It's going to be Boxer. There you go. That was the other one. It's going to be kind of hard for him. But one of the other things that a lot of people are talking about from the Grand Finals was the fact that Ace could not have heard the crowd / seen the crowd cheer in Game 2, specifically when Moon used a Nidus into the base of Ace. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that he heard him? Do you think that it should really be that much, or should be talked about that much? What are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Well, do I think that he heard him? I don't know.
I guess we'll never really know, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer the question. Do I think it should be talked about? Yes, absolutely. There's always going to be that chance that the booth isn't perfect or whatnot, but there's no booth. Now, they need to get to the point where it's just a game of chance. The fact that there's no booth really shows that they're not taking StarCraft seriously enough quite yet. They're not putting enough effort into it. I think they need booths for the big games at the very least, and I think they need to take precautions like that to get rid of the fact that players can hear crowd noise. I mean, this has happened at several big events over the past year in the West. I remember a Huck game where he was mothership rushing. The crowd went wild. He was like, "Don't worry, that's Halo."
Game, right?
Right. So you gotta hope that the Western tournaments, as you know, 2011 is the big Western boom. You gotta hope that this means that they'll start taking precautions like that.
That's true. We'll have to see. And also, Moonglade played against Squirtle. Squirtle took him out 3-2. That was a pretty competitive match. Squirtle getting third. So top three finishers at IM were all Korean, and Moonglade getting the fourth place spot. But moving right along, we had GSL March Code S round of 16 day 2, and in that match we had Son, aka also Son Zenith. He's now on NSH. That's the official team name. I know we didn't have that for you guys on Friday, but now we do. He beat the win 2-1 in a very, very impressive series. Game 3 was actually super, super exciting stuff on Zelnaga Caverns. I think it went for a good 30 minutes or so, but definitely go check into that. SC Foyu took out Trickster, which was kind of the complete opposite of the first series. It was really, I'm afraid to say bad, but that's almost what it was. It just wasn't the greatest play from Trickster, a.k.a. Tester. Good to see Lin moving on. He took out Ensnare 2-0, so he's going to be moving on to the round of 8 as a Warcraft 3 or ex-Warcraft 3 pro, so that's good to see. And then Anyprom Prime took out Zenix Curix. Not too surprising there. I didn't actually see that series. Patrick, did you happen to watch it?
I didn't. But all is right in the world because you didn't even think Curix should have been here by any rights, right?
That's true. And then we had the GSL March Code A round of 8 day 1 last night, and everyone's favorite Huck was actually eliminated 2-0 against Losira. Losira, is a very, very good Zerg player, though, so they shouldn't feel too pissed off. But really the talk about Code A kind of break away from the matches for a little bit was the fact that they had a new caster last night named Doa. And Patrick, I know you watched a lot of the Code earlier. What were your thoughts about him as a caster?
All right, so I'm still kind of reserving judgment. I know I just haven't seen enough of him yet. I only had that one day, and I know everyone had their opinion of Kelly well before she got to Korea, but I haven't even seen Doa's YouTube channel, and I really should be checking that out. On the whole, he speaks well. I'm not particularly sure about his strategic insight, but hopefully these kind of things can get worked out, and he'll be improving over time. The real question is, who's going to be casting from here on out? I mean, I know Kelly's original stay was only for 10 more days, and I know Moletrap is in Korea right now. I wonder who's going to stay, and I wonder who people want to stay. But anyway, it was a good day overall as far as casting goes. But as far as matches go, not so much. Match 2 was Virus versus Linak. Linak beat Virus pretty handily, and then the third match was the worst one of them all, Alicia versus Rain. And
how one-sided was that?
I didn't mind Rain when he was actually winning because he was cheesy and stuff, but he had the excuse of, hey, it works. Not anymore. He's just annoyingly bad, and Alicia's good, and that's all. I'm very glad Alicia won with some pizzazz there. And then Supernova took out Sangho 2-0. Now, Code S tonight is going to be MC and Hungin and July and Nada. Two really, really good matches. I'm super excited for that. I know you can't stay up for it, which is you're gonna lose some sleep over that much. But what's going on?
I'll be waking up bright and early to watch July versus Nada. That's going to be an incredible, incredible match. But on Friday, the Complexity Gaming's The V wrapped up, and we had Taylor LG Pain User Parsons up against Complexity Cruncher. I'm sorry, but I'm just not going to ruin his name and butcher it. But Pain User ended up losing that 4-1 to Cruncher, so that means that Cruncher is going to be taking home the $100 for this week and playing against Dignitas's show next week or later this week on Friday for Complexity's The V. And Saturday there was a lot of big stuff going on from the Team Liquid Star League. What exactly happened, Patrick?
Well, the last spot in the Star League was decided. Sherlock decisively taking out Select, so that's a Ukrainian taking out an American to grab, I believe, the 18th spot, if I'm not mistaken. So that meant that finally the TSL brackets could be released, and it was released in quite a long show with Wheat, Chill, and Tyler teasing us and giving it to us eventually. Some pretty amazing matches coming up. I'm particularly excited to see how well Rhett plays when he gets back from Korea. I mean, I'm excited for all the matches. There's so many storylines and great things to come. Do you have anything you're particularly looking forward to?
Well, I mean, kind of the go-to match, and I think they hit on this a lot in the bracket show, is Nada versus TLO. I think that's going to be pretty exciting. Naniwa Rhett is probably going to be pretty exciting as well. Idra Cruncher. Idra actually was talking a little bit of smack when he came on JP and Friends. Had a replay against Cruncher, and it was the most one-sided affair I've ever seen. We'll have to kind of see how that goes. But all in all, I mean, the first round of matches for the TSL3, every single one of them is going to be a good game. There's not one in there where I'm just like, well, that's going to be a pushover. They're all incredible players. They're all incredible matches. I cannot wait for that to get started, and I believe it's going to do so in about 2 weeks from now. So, going to be some very, very exciting stuff. What is going on with Team Dignitas right now? They're having some type of gamer search or something like that?
Yeah, well, good question. So Team Dignitas Gamer Search is the Dignitas team, which is a UK team, but it sports a lot of Scandinavian players, for instance, Show. And they're searching for a suitable British or Irish StarCraft 2 player to join their team. Now, that's a big deal. And it's going to be a tournament with 2 qualifiers. If you are British or Irish, you can check out the link below. It's going to have 2 qualifiers online, and then the top 4 get flown out to a LAN in London to decide. And then there's about 2,000 euros in prizes. But so the whole goal of this is to kickstart the UK StarCraft scene, and the reason why it needs kickstarting is because a tournament of this magnitude only has 8 people signed up. That's ridiculous. It's 2,000 euros. People, I don't care if you're in bronze, just sign up. You have nothing to lose. It's absurd. I mean, I like Dignitas, and I hope that the UK scene does get kickstarted because I don't know. I like my British friends, so I hope that goes well. I hope that really picks up soon. But in other news, Gosu Trolling, the site that sort of broke the NASL story per se, and a site that's been providing a good stream of good interviews and good esports journalism is moving over. The entire staff is moving over to 6jacksgaming.com in an attempt to make this whole esports journalism thing better suited for them as far as getting a little bit of payback for it. And to kick off their move, they actually interviewed you, JP, right? How'd that go?
Yeah, it was a great interview. Evoli is probably, in my opinion, the best interviewer right now in the StarCraft 2 world. He asked some questions that not a lot of people really ask, and he really, in every single one of his questions, he tries to hone in on a single thing that no one's really ever known. For example, he asked me what exactly my role at MLG is, and I had to actually sit there and think about that because I didn't even know at the time until that question came up. But go check that out. Go support 6Jacks Gaming. It was a great site over at Go To Trolling, and I'm sure Evoli is going to have a great time over at 6Jacks Gaming. They are a pretty good organization. WCG retired BW. Patrick, tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, all right, so the World Cyber Games retired Brood War and picked up StarCraft 2. This is a big deal for several reasons. Yes, WCG is a big worldwide tournament, but really it holds some emotional power for Brood War players. For many years, WCG was the big foreign tournament. Before TSL came along, it was the way in which all the foreigners consistently got to go up against each other, and then the Koreans eventually. And so there's a lot of memories there, and the fact that it's retiring Brood War is it's really sort of a huge, huge deal. I don't know how many StarCraft 2 fans can really grasp it, considering how young the game is. But I'm glad that they're picking up StarCraft 2. It seems like the logical choice business-wise, and this is going to add to, including Warcraft 3, and they have a whole roster of games. So I'm looking forward to WCG again this year.
You know what the funny thing is about that is they're adding World of Warcraft Cataclysm to WCG after all of the leagues have already gotten rid of it in the esports world. I was pretty shocked when I saw that. Yeah. We'll have to see how that goes. I guess they're going to kind of figure out the woes of running an esports tournament with World of Warcraft. We'll have to see. In other news, Rhett is going home to Europe, and people are wondering who's going to be next. Is it going to be Hey Pro? Jinro actually wrote on Team Liquid that he's never leaving, so it looks like he's quite happy in Code S, but he's really been doing the best out of everyone, so I wouldn't think him to be the one to leave. But who do you think is going to leave next, Patrick?
Hey, Pro. I mean, Rhett's departure is absolutely no surprise. He's been hinting at it not so subtly for weeks and weeks, and the person who, other than him, has been voicing their displeasure, although not publicly, but the displeasure has gotten out to the public, is Hey Pro. And it's hard to imagine things turning around quickly enough for Hey Pro to be super, super happy. But anyway, I'm glad to see Rhett coming home. I think he belongs in Europe. I think he can do great in the Western tournaments. The person who doesn't seem to be coming home anytime soon is Moonglade, who after his successful performance at High EM, fourth place, a pretty good success.
Good for him.
Highest non-Korean finisher. Pretty amazing. Moonglade says he can't wait to get back to Korea, so I hope next season I see no reason why he can't go further than round 1 Code A. I'm not saying he's going to shoot up to Code S. In fact, I'm saying he won't do that, but I think that he'll put up a better fight. I think he's improving every day. It seems like he's really doing well, so good luck to him. I believe we're done, right?
Yep, go and check out my Twitter, twitter.com/itmejp. You can check out Patrick's Twitter, twitter.com/chobopeon. Send in tips to the SC Center at tips@itmejp.com. And as always, support SC Center. Tell people about it. Patrick, you got anything else?
Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the SC Center.
By the way, we're going to have a 1-minute break. So, now would be a good time. You know what you can do 1 minute? What? You can brush your teeth.